homeschooled would be better because you can't. No, what are you saying? No, this is beneficial for me. I can work whenever I want to and then get right in the studio.
King can talk people into being homeschooled. He's very convincing. And I applaud him from that. It just, he can't convince me.
I had homeschool too. I mean, I get it.
You had a record deal and you had a hit record.
But how you know I won't get one? Bad.
You ain't put in enough work yet.
I need my career to start now because if it don't start now, then I'm gonna be rushing to get it later.
You don't say when it's time for your career to start.
Baby.
No,
you ain't put in the work.
You don't know.
You a child.
But there's childs out there making more money than you.
Children. See, that's why you need to be in school.
Could King Harris be headed for serious trouble? T.I. and Tiny are reportedly in full-blown meltdown mode after their son, King Harris, was arrested yet again. This time, the court isn't showing any leniency, and it's clear why. This isn't his first run-in with the law. In a recent encounter, King casually introduced himself. King Harris, he said, seemingly unaware of the gravity of the situation. "You know T.I.?" he was asked. "Huh," came the response. "T.I., your father." "Oh, yeah," he replied. T.I. has long warned that his son's choices could land him behind bars, having witnessed similar situations before. But now, with the possibility of King facing up to 5 years and mingling with the wrong crowd, both Tiny and T.I. are reportedly desperate to steer him away from disaster. Insiders say they're doing everything in their power to prevent their son from jeopardizing his future, especially as he's now a father himself. The news has ignited social media, with fans divided, some sympathizing with T.I. and Tiny's plight, others insisting King is reaping the consequences of his street-focused lifestyle. Observers point out that this moment was almost inevitable, given King's history of making risky choices while flaunting his street credibility. Tensions were visible in a recent video, where King appeared ready to confront his own father after T.I. challenged his claims of having the hard life he boasts about, saying he wasn't the real street ninja he thinks he is. And who could forget that Waffle House incident, where King Harris picked a fight with staff over nothing while they were just doing their jobs. Not long after, T.I. went off on King, and even Bootsy's son, Tootsie, after spotting firearms scattered around a music video set. On top of that, there was also legal marijuana present, and T.I. made it clear there was nothing funny about it. One wrong move, and what should have been a fun shoot could have quickly turned into a serious legal situation. Having drugs? That's not a joke, T.I. warned. Illegal guns? Felony possession. You need to take this seriously. Unfortunately, it seems T.I.'s warnings might finally be coming true. King's legal troubles trace back to October 2024, when he nearly collided with a police car while pulling out of a gas station in a BMW.
Hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his going to prison. Keep this up, they going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made.
Officers noticed the smell of weed and also saw he had a firearm on him, a combination that immediately raised red flags. Upon checking, police discovered a warrant from Pickens County after King skipped a court date. This stemmed from charges dating back to August 2022 for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and driving under the influence. Instead of handling it responsibly, King ignored the legal system until it finally caught up with him. He was taken to DeKalb County Jail and later transferred to Pickens County once the warrant was recalled. Just like that, King went from flaunting his street credibility to sitting in a jail cell, with many saying he got what he deserved. For T.I. and Tiny, it's heartbreaking. They always wanted King to slow down, stay in school, and focus on building a stable future, but he kept chasing the fast lane, prioritizing street life and his career over responsibility. Even the presence of his own child hasn't slowed him down, partly because his baby mama isn't contributing much either. She's expressed no interest in working, admitting she has no plans to take on responsibilities beyond relying on T.I. and Tiny's support.
Am I from the trenches?
You gotta think.
What the hell? Why you gotta
Because
think?
it's a yes or no question, y'all.
Yeah, yes
My
or no.
life is difficult.
Okay, talk to me. Before you answer, tell me why it's difficult.
Alright, so I was raised with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandma. She had a great house, but in a bad area.
That much how manipulate the lines at the time.
If anybody knows Terra Boulevard, Flint River,
Okay.
Clayco, that's
Now, with a child to care for, a baby mama who won't step up, and King facing serious jail time, T.I. and Tiny are under immense stress. T.I.'s advice to his son has always come from experience. He's lived the life King is chasing and knows the consequences. But King kept thinking he was untouchable, acting above guidance, and now he might finally learn the hard way. Many online believe that this could be a wake-up call for King, a chance to understand the lessons T.I. and Tiny have been trying to teach him all along. Perhaps only now, behind bars and facing reality, will he start listening. King Harris has always been the type to do what he wants, no matter what anyone, including his parents, says. Even though T.I. and Tiny have spent years trying to guide him, the reality is clear. Sometimes a parent can't save their child from the consequences of their own choices. And looking at King now, it's painfully obvious where that attitude has gotten him. Ignoring warnings, dismissing guidance, and refusing to follow the rules has landed him in serious trouble, and no amount of fame or money can shield him from reality. T.I. has long been vocal about his fears for King. He's seen firsthand what happens when reckless energy meets poor decision-making. King grew up in an environment where boundaries were set to help him succeed, yet he consistently pushed back. Even when confronted directly about his behavior, whether in music videos or public incidents, King often acted as if nothing could touch him. But now, with legal consequences knocking at his door, those lessons may finally hit home. Failing to appear for a warrant is not a minor mistake. It's a serious misstep with real-world consequences. And while King may have thought he could outsmart the system, the law has a way of catching up with you. Sometimes, facing that reality head-on, even through the harsh environment of jail, is the only way a person can truly learn. For King, this may be one of those moments. The system isn't trying to punish him arbitrarily. It's forcing him to confront the choices he's made and the path he's chosen. When young adults like King end up in jail, it can be a transformative experience. It's not guaranteed, but the structure, the consequences, and the separation from familiar distractions can sometimes lead to self-reflection. Some might resist, some might fight against it. But the truth is that growth often comes from moments of adversity. For King, this could be the wake-up call he desperately needs, a chance to reflect, recalibrate, and emerge with a clearer sense of direction. T.I. has already voiced his concern multiple times, warning King about the potential pitfalls of his lifestyle. Yet, like many young people who feel invincible, King continued on his path, believing he could handle anything. The reality check he's facing now is brutal, but necessary. No parent can shield their child forever, and at some point, they must face the consequences of their own decisions. The community, fans, and social media are all watching closely, and reactions are mixed. Some believe King had this coming. After all, repeated run-ins with the law, reckless behavior, and a blatant disregard for rules don't just vanish without consequence. Others sympathize with the young man, pointing out that mistakes are part of growing up and that perhaps this experience will guide him toward a better future. It's also worth noting the role of accountability. While T.I. and Tiny have tried to guide King, they can only do so much. A parent's job isn't just to shield, but to prepare their child to make smart decisions independently. And while King has clearly struggled with that, the law now steps in as the ultimate teacher. Sometimes, failure can be the most effective form of education. Experiencing the consequences of one's actions firsthand can leave a lasting impression that lectures and warnings never could. For King Harris, this moment behind bars could serve as a pivotal turning point. If he uses it wisely, it could be the experience that helps him grow into a more responsible individual. If not, it could signal a pattern that will continue to cause trouble. Throughout his life, The hope, of course, is that King learns something meaningful from this experience. It's not about shame. It's about understanding the weight of his decisions and the impact they have on himself, his family, and his child. For T.I. and Tiny, the heartbreak comes from knowing the lessons were always there, but King chose to ignore them. Now, they can only HP that the consequences will speak louder than their words ever could. And for viewers, the discussion is ongoing. Was King Harris asking for this outcome? Did his repeated actions make this unavoidable? Social media is divided, with some arguing that he's merely facing the results of choices he knowingly made, while others feel that young people sometimes need guidance rather than punishment. Ultimately, the story of King Harris is a cautionary tale. It's about the delicate balance between freedom and responsibility, between youthful confidence and adult accountability. Parents can guide, warn, and support, but they cannot live their child's life for them. King Harris's current situation is a stark reminder of that truth. As fans continue to debate his fate, one thing is clear. King Harris has reached a moment where reflection is necessary. Whether he emerges wiser or continues down a perilous path remains to be seen. For now, T.I. and Tiny can only hope that their son uses this time to understand the lessons that were always meant to guide him, not punish him. So, what do you think? Did King Harris get what he deserved? Or is this just another step in a learning process that could shape his future for the better? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe before catching the next video. We'll be breaking down more stories, reactions, and updates as this situation unfolds. T.I. and Tiny are facing one of the toughest moments in their lives as parents. Their son, King Harris, has been arrested again, and this time, the stakes are higher than ever. Reports indicate that King could be facing up to 5 years behind bars, a reality that has shaken the family to its core. Fans of the Harris family have watched King grow up in the public eye, and this latest development has sent shockwaves across social media. From the start, T.I. and Tiny have always been vocal about raising their children with discipline, respect, and awareness of consequences. But with King, it seems that their efforts have been met with resistance, and now the consequences of ignoring parental guidance are becoming painfully clear. King Harris has long had a reputation for acting on impulse. Whether it's clashing with staff at public venues or ignoring the warnings of his father, King has consistently chosen to live on his own terms. One incident that made headlines was at a Waffle House, where King reportedly picked a fight with employees for no apparent reason. While T.I. and Tiny have tried to instill values of respect and responsibility, moments like this showed that King preferred to follow his own rules, regardless of the consequences. T.I. has also expressed frustration over King carrying firearms during music video shoots. In one instance, not only were guns visible on set, but legal marijuana was also present. T.I. confronted King and others involved, warning them of the legal consequences. Having drugs and guns around isn't a joke, T.I. explained. This could turn a fun day on set into a serious legal situation. Despite these warnings, King appeared undeterred, continuing to act as if nothing could touch him. The most recent incident that led to King's arrest occurred in October 2024. While pulling out of a gas station in a BMW, King almost collided with a police car. Officers quickly noticed the smell of marijuana and a firearm in his possession. A further investigation revealed that King had an active warrant from Pickens County due to failing to appear in court for previous charges. These charges, dating back to August 2022, included speeding, driving on a suspended license, and driving under the influence. By ignoring his prior legal issues, King essentially set himself up for this moment. What began as relatively minor offenses had escalated because he refused to address them when he had the chance. Now, he faced the full weight of the legal system, and T.I. and Tiny were left to confront the harsh reality of their son's choices. For T.I. and Tiny, this is more than just legal trouble, it's an emotional crisis. Parents always hope their children will learn from mistakes before they reach a critical point, but sometimes life doesn't allow second chances. T.I. and Tiny reportedly went into full meltdown mode as news of King's arrest spread. The idea that their son could be facing 5 years in prison was terrifying, not just because of the time he might lose, but because of the people and situations he could encounter in that environment. T.I., in particular, has always been a father who speaks from experience. Growing up in challenging circumstances himself, he understands the dangers of street life and recklessness. He tried repeatedly to warn King about the potential consequences of his actions, but King's choices showed a disregard for guidance. Now, T.I. is left hoping that this experience might finally serve as a wake-up call. As news of King Harris's arrest spread, social media exploded with reactions. Fans were divided. Some expressed sympathy for King and his parents, noting that young people often make mistakes and that this could be a learning opportunity. Others argued that King had it coming, citing his history of reckless behavior, clashes with authority, and refusal to follow rules. The situation also sparked debates about parenting, responsibility, and accountability. Many praised T.I. and Tiny for trying to guide their son, emphasizing that no parent could force a child to make the right choices. Others criticized King for acting above consequences, seemingly believing that fame and wealth could protect him from the law. King's arrest is the latest in a series of incidents that illustrate a pattern of risky behavior. In addition to the Waffle House altercation and the firearm incident on a music video set, King has had numerous encounters with law enforcement dating back years. He has repeatedly ignored warnings from both the legal system and his parents, which has only intensified the consequences. Even T.I. and Tiny's interventions, conversations about career, responsibility, and the impact of his actions, seem to have been largely ineffective. King's decision-making has consistently leaned towards short-term gratification rather than long-term stability. Now, he faces the reality of the choices he has made, and the path ahead will be challenging. Beyond the legal and social media drama, the arrest has had a profound emotional impact on T.I. and Tiny. Parents naturally want to protect their children, and it's difficult to watch your child face the harsh consequences of their own decisions. Tiny, in particular, has expressed her heartbreak over the situation, noting the struggles of watching King potentially throw away his future despite their guidance. The couple also has concerns about King's child, as this situation affects the next generation as well. With a young child involved, the stakes are higher, and T.I. and Tiny are reportedly doing everything possible to mitigate the fallout. They want to ensure that King doesn't make decisions that could endanger his own child or perpetuate cycles of instability. T.I. and Tiny's story highlights the complexities of modern parenting, especially for children growing up in the spotlight.